Good afternoon, members of the House Workgroup to address police reform and accountability in Maryland. My name is Zainab Chaudhry. I'm the director of CAIR's office here. CAIR is America's largest Muslim civil rights and advocacy organization. I thank you for this opportunity to testify in support of meaningful police reform at the state level. I believe that implementing measures to ban police chokeholds, establishing a duty to intervene, appointing civilians to review boards, increasing transparency and accountability in policing practices, and expanding de-escalation and bias training will help lead to safer, more effective community policing, and that it will also help officers to improve public safety. Over the course of the last 5 years in my capacity as a civil rights activist and a community organizer, I've had the opportunity to work with many victims of suspected or confirmed hate crimes and bias-motivated incidents. And despite assurances and explanations on the critical role that law enforcement agencies play in the fight for justice, all too often, fear and mistrust of officers discourages people from coming forward to report crimes and incidents. While the source of this fear and mistrust can be better analyzed by experts, some measure of it absolutely stems from personal experiences and observations, as well as the impact of high-profile cases like the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis earlier this year and Freddie Gray in Baltimore 5 years ago, that only serve to reinforce the disparate treatment of communities of color, and especially Black communities, are forced to endure from some members of the law enforcement community. In order to properly serve every resident of our communities, we need to do better. And we believe that implementing reforms will enable officers to better fulfill the oath that they took upon completing their certification process, which is the oath to protect and serve. The stated measures will also help promote a restorative approach to crime and justice rather than relying on a broken and biased system. These changes are necessary for Maryland to be a safer place and more inclusive for all of its diverse communities. On Monday evening, the Baltimore County Council, some of you might be aware, blocked Bill 7320 calling for police reform, despite the fact that numerous cities around the country have already moved to pass similar legislation. Opposing council members have stated that they were hoping that this working group would instead assume responsibility for mandating these necessary reforms. That disappointing vote was a reality check and a reminder that we need bold elected leaders who can make the necessary decisions, courageous decisions that protect the best interests of all of our diverse communities collectively. I hope that this working group is comprised of such leadership. My organization respectfully urges you to take police reform and accountability seriously in order to improve public safety and to help restore public trust in law enforcement agencies. As elected officials, it is up to you to ensure the safety of all of your constituents in the community and to place their safety above politics and partisanship. Thank you for this opportunity to testify, and we look forward to a favorable outcome. Thank you.